They went into a graveyard, and from there they removed the hand of a corpse, dead 2 days, and they brought it and they challenged me to cook it and eat it. I did so.
Credo Mutwa, the great one, obviously, as a young African, and I'm trying to understand what's going on with religion. I'm told I'm not supposed to be a Christian because that was never our ways, and at the same time, I'm being told that we must follow African spirituality. And I was there before, and I moved away from it because there are certain things that I didn't agree with. So I say to myself, research keeps on going. Let's listen to the voices, and then you obviously then find Credo Mutwa is one of the greatest when it comes to the field of African spirituality. Before we go anywhere far, let me just clarify certain things. There are certain people within the African spiritual community who claim or defend their ideology by saying Christianity was brought to us by colonization. But if that's all your argument, it's clearly bullshit, to be honest, because that is not the reason why people follow Christianity today. People do not convert to Christianity because they're being forced or because there is colonization. Christianity have grown even more and more in Africa after we all have obtained our independence as Africans. So it's actually a choice by people choosing Christianity over African spirituality because there are certain things that doesn't sit with them. So that if your whole argument is based on this religion called Christianity was brought to Africa by colonization, you need to rethink your argument, because that is not valid. Okay, so now let's get to listen Credo Mutwa explain the things that happened to him, how he got his knowledge and his wisdom. But before that, I would want to say something. The reason why so many black Africans, especially the younger generation, do not identify or feel comfortable or believe in these African traditions that we used to do, or African spirituality, there is a very thin line between witchcraft and the good side of it. The same doctor or the same inyanga or whatever you call it in your own language, the same person who is supposed to heal you can also give you things to hate or harm other people. So there is a very thin line, a very faint line between good and evil. So many people always conflict the two and end up saying it's all witchcraft and it's all bad.
In Southern Africa, if you wanted to learn the secrets of a certain secret society, you had to do dreadful things which I cannot repeat here. And at one time, in Barotse land, in the west of what is today Zambia, my teacher said, look, how far are you willing to go in order to become one of us? I said, I am willing to go anyway. He looked at me and he said, listen, educated man, we are tired of people like you. White men come amongst us to milk our minds and then to kill us. We want to be sure that we can trust. And wait, sir. I said, great one, I am willing to do anything. He said, are you? I said, yes. And then they went into a graveyard, and from there they removed the hand of a corpse, dead 2 days, and they brought it and they challenged me to cook it and eat it. I did so. And these were the people who first told me about a race of highly intelligent beings which they called the Chitauri, the talkers, a race of creatures which look like reptiles.
And my point is kind of validated by this video by Credo Mutwa. I mean, I went on to listen to him because I thought, wow, he's one of the greats, and I've heard of him over and over again. And then, but this snippet here disturbed me so much. Once again, I don't know. Maybe I'm too young to understand what's going on here. Was this a dream or was not? And then the journalist did not do a favor because did not push back and ask hard questions about what was this all about. Did this? But from the explanation, this is an event that happened. And I find it disturbing, and I find it disgusting, and I find, even if we remove the word good and evil as described by Christians, because many of us we define good and bad or good and evil in that context of the Christian religion, but even if we were to take away the Christian religion, this is disturbing. There's something wrong with this event that happened. There's a thin line between what do we begin to say, whoa, this chief is not right. This, I don't understand, but this is disturbing. This story is disturbing. I will continue reading his work. I will continue researching and trying to understand so many things. And it's so sad that he's late now. We don't get to hear any more from him, and we don't get to ask questions anymore. But this event that he described here, this is evil, pure evil. This is dark shit. That is the problem with the African traditions. That's why people leave them and end up following other traditions, whether Christianity or whatsoever. Be it that it's not our tradition, it's not our religion, it's never our ways, it's colonial, whatever that is. But if you look at these things, a sane human being end up choosing one over the other, because these are the things that we all, it's not necessary that we, as I experienced it as I was growing up within these traditions, this is not what we were exposed to, similar things like that. But even though things like speaking to cattle, believing that trees, if you speak to a tree, this will happen. If you speak to a cattle, this will happen. Or how you will deal with your dead people and your ancestors, so and so who died 2-3 years ago, you can now pray to them and speak to them and whatsoever. These are the things people don't identify with it and don't believe it's true. As a person, as a young man, where I stand right now, I believe if you believe Christianity is bullshit, it's probably all other religions are also bullshit, because it's all the same thing. It's not necessarily that one is better than the other. If you think Christianity is bullshit, it's probably every other religion is also bullshit, because they're all the same. It's all based on faith, on beliefs, on things that cannot be confirmed or substantiated as truth. Let me know in the comment section, those educated fools who don't know how to actually debate and they just know how to insult. Please don't waste your time. I don't care.